At dawn, we can often find her here, jogging. Unlike others, this jogging session isn't insignificant for Shogafar Danish, a 27-year-old Afghan woman. In her home country, this is inconceivable. She enjoys the place, although still wary of the natural elements, starting with the strange sea she discovered right here.
I think it's a good place for if someone wants to relax her or himself and to want to think about her future, to want to feel freedom, like the weather. So I think it's a good place for doing these things.
Free like before in Kabul. In Afghanistan, Shogafar was a journalist for a private television channel. When the Taliban arrived, she fled, like other colleagues. They were received in this idyllic setting by the Albanian state. This hotel complex is located in Shëngjin, a northern coastal town. It's one of the 2 touristic places where more than 1,000 Afghans are housed and fed. 3,000 more should arrive to this small but developing country. These refugees arrived alone or with their families. They come from the upper ranks of Afghan society: journalists, professors, interpreters, artists. It was the Prime Minister who launched this reception policy, which was widely publicised. This summer, he was at the airport of Tirana to welcome Shogafar and her fellow sufferers. He left with a simple observation: the country has a long tradition of hospitality. It's about continuing with it, as for these refugees, whose final destination isn't, in theory, Albania. The country is a transit area in accordance with an agreement with some American NGOs.
Et après, ont été approchés, c'était une question de jours, par le gouvernement américain pour nous dire si nous on était disponibles. On a dit oui. Et bien sûr, on a commencé à faire des calculs sur notre disponibilité. Au début, les 2 parties ont demandé environ 2000, après 3000, après on a dit bon, on met un cap de 4000 et on verra. Ils sont censés de rester ici tout pour le temps nécessaire pour leurs documents parce qu'ils sont éligibles pour les visas aux États-Unis, mais de toute façon, s'ils veulent rester, ils peuvent rester.
Colleen Denny is one of the American volunteers who works with the Albanian government. She was also at the airport of Tirana at the end of that August. We meet her at the hotel. She comes to help distributing clothes. Summer is over and temperatures are falling. The 121 people that Colleen is responsible for seriously lack warm clothes. They left their country abruptly with the bare minimum. The help provided by Colleen's NGO isn't only material.
So you can just check it, and we've been just making piles for each family. We're working with other NGOs and nonprofits here to set up a school system here at the hotels. In our group of 121, we have 38 minors, of which 30 are school-aged. So working to provide education system, health system, working with the Albanian government and with the volunteers here to set up a standard medical operating procedure here for regular and for emergent care. Also dental work, working with local dentists to help set up a regular procedure there. And then, of course, the psychological support with help from other NGOs here as to the local partners, Albanian partners have really been astounding and really helpful.
What is striking, especially here, is the freedom of movement the refugees have. That day, Shogafar Danish decides to leave the hotel for a few hours, like other compatriots. They head to the neighbouring town of Leja, a 10-minute drive. Here, we find many shops. Shogafar has a little bit of money put aside. Her attention is drawn to a coat that she won't purchase in the end. But she realizes how lucky she is compared to other Afghans crammed in the EU camps.
The people who are in camps, they are leaving, they are waiting for to process their cases, but they are not allowed to go out of the camp. They are not allowed to eat or to order something for themselves. They are not allowed to go and shop. We have freedom to go by bus from one city to another city and to buy something that we want. And if we don't like the restaurant food, we can go out, we can go to another city, another restaurant, we can eat whatever we want. So this is something freedom.
Leisure is the seat of a Catholic diocese. Here, there are no coexistence problems between the population and the Afghan refugees. The merchants see the arrival of those customers positively. They're not very fortunate, but regulars.
Tek dyqanet në Ranzi kanë ardhur shumë që kanë blerë dhe janë shumë të informuar dhe për mallrat tona dhe është një kënaqësi e paparë ndërkohë që ato vinë në dyqanet tonë dhe ne gjithmonë do mirëpresim tek dyqanet në Ranzi.
Është rritur produkti?
Patjetër që po, dhe patjetër që po.
Okay, you can take from this.
At the hotel, the Afghans are followed by surveillance cameras. 15 security agents patrol here. 3 teams take turns, morning, noon and night. Police reinforcements are here, just in case. The freedom of the refugees is monitored. Trust seems to be established.
Tani njerëzit kanë filluar me bashkëpunu me ne dhe njihen që janë të mbrojtur, edhe plus bashkëpunojnë me ne, na pyesin për largimet, na pyesin për gjithçka, na marrin leje, edhe nëse largohen ose dalin dikun, vinë na njoftojnë, lejnë letër njoftimi ose pasaporta tek ne, edhe kështu. Përgjithsisht të vogla që janë zgjidhur shpejt, domethënë jo probleme të mëdha që nuk zgjidhen. Përgjithsisht vogla që ka një resort i madh, përgjithsisht vogla, probleme të vogla, jo të mëdha.
These Afghans are aware of their reception conditions, but they suffer from having to wait. Waiting for papers for the US or Canada, 2 countries that take months to investigate their candidates and evaluate their professional needs. Like everyone else, Shogafar also has to wait. Not a day goes by without thinking of her loved ones that stayed behind. Not a day without talking to them and getting information about their living conditions that get worse every day. To bring her family as soon as possible, this young woman thinks about it constantly. Hearing her, the place of assignment seems secondary, even if Shogafar says she already has her preferences.
I'm so worried about my family, how I can be here without my family. And they are in danger. And all the other people of our families or Afghan people, some of them is still in danger. I prefer to go to Canada. I think Canada is a good choice because of my family. I should have my family here with myself. And this opportunity Canada will give. Because the definition of family in Canada is a little bit different from the US.
At the hotel's medical center, they don't treat homesickness yet, neither the absence of loved ones. Here, they treat psychological issues, complications during maternity, minor injuries.
I want to say that this center is too small for all of us. And if we have some problem, we came here and they check. But after when the problem is big, so we They help us, and we go to the leisure hospital. The leisure hospital is big, and it's have a lot of service for all the people, Afghan people who lived here.
This temporary care for the Afghans does not raise concern, but certain politicians, although in favour of this reception, are apprehensive. What would happen if these families stayed in the end? What would the demographic consequences be for this country whose inhabitants are leaving? A former member of a party more leftist than that of the Prime Minister, Ralph Johnny is wary. He fears Albania will suffer an immigration crisis in the future.
Et ça fait penser beaucoup d'entre nous de la création d'une zone tampon, d'une éponge dans les Balkans, comme soi-disant une dépose minute des réfugiés du monde entier dans les Balkans pour les arrêter ici et pour les empêcher de passer en Europe. Et ça m'inquiète parce que s'il y a beaucoup d'Albanais qui cherchent de plus en plus à fuir leur pays, s'il y a beaucoup plus de Macédoniens, de Monténégrins, de Serbes, d'Albanais du Kosovo qui cherchent à fuir leur pays, et on a plus de réfugiés s'installer ici, j'ai peur qu'on va faire face à une crise démographique dans les années à venir qui sera insurmontable.
For now, we're a very long way from that scenario. None of the Afghans we met in Shenzhen told us they want to stay here. If they did, they would consolidate the position of Islam, already the majority religion in the country. A former communist dictatorship, Albania is now a secular country. Since June 2014, it's an official candidate to enter the European Union.